What's happening, my beautiful people? My name is Mike LaBelle, and today, my friends, we're talking top 10 most underrated players from the team of the season so far. What does that mean? Well, we've been showing so much love, ranking all the top leagues, the big four, the premium quality releases, but we're not really going in depth discussing the Chinese league, Dutch, Saudi, Portuguese, Turkish. That's what we're gonna do today. These are the 10 players from, I don't want to say secondary leagues, not as popular leagues, not the biggest promos. Which vernacular should I use? You let me know what word association fits best. I don't want to discredit these leagues. Not as hyped leagues, maybe that's the one. Not as hyped with the releases. The community's not talking about these quite as much. That's why they're underrated. If you want more of this content, premium quality content, drop a like. And I don't have a haircut, and I'd like a haircut. It has nothing to do with this video, and I already know you're gonna comment who you've been using. I know a lot of you have got these players in packs, especially player picks, rewards, team of the season, weekend league, foot champs. That has happened. I know you're sitting on some reds, and some of those reds surprised you, and you said, oh, I didn't know right away, but now I know. I do want to say this. When we're looking at different team of the season releases, especially in some of the less popular leagues, some of those stats, they're a bit fugazi. If you don't know what fugazi means, suspect, not authentic, not real, fake news and fake stats. I say that to say this. I like proven. I want a track record. Are there previous iterations of some of these players, or is this guy gonna be the groundbreaker? You can make an argument for almost any team of the season release or player being valuable, especially statistically. I can pull them up and we could read off stats and they're gonna look amazing, but it doesn't always translate to FIFA success. That's all I'm saying. Only disclaimer of the video. Actually, one more disclaimer. These 10 players are not listed in order. Glad we got that out of the way. Paulinho, I like to call him Lord Paulinho. Remember, he was an early adopter. If you had his flashback foot item, when that dropped, he started the true box-to-box theme in FIFA 20. 4-star weak foot, 4-star skills, and he's gonna be authoritative in the midfield. He's gonna dictate how it happens, when it happens, why it happens. Trust in Paulinho. Believe in Paulinho. Lord Paulinho. He's like a Brazilian Gattuso, but with those offensive characteristics that matter. The only low-rated stat he has, offensively or defensively, is a 70 for crossing. Let me make a statement. Number one, crossing is not effective in FIFA 20. Number two, when would Paulinho be on the wing? Done deal. Woo! Promes. And I've rebranded this man. Wow, that's crazy outside. If you pay for his service, you are guaranteed to finish. Gets the Dirty Mike stamp of approval. Skill moves, he's got those. 5-star, upper echelon, one of the most overpowered players early on in FIFA. If you had the pleasure of using his 82 overall, then I don't have to upsell you. You know what I'm talking about. You can co-sign. And this man's now a 95. How is he not gonna terrorize defenders, midfielders, little razzle, dazzle? It's gonna give you all those sessions. Promes, aka the Shredder. He rips through the defense. Midfielders don't stand a chance. Keep trying to track back. You're not gonna catch him. Okay? Gabriel, slight flex. I packed him. And I say that because since I packed him, I then included him into a couple of different squads, and it was wonderful. It was pleasant. I'm very pleased with his performance on the virtual pitch. Another box-to-box Brazilian. 5-star weak foot, 3-star skill moves. A bit more of a sit-back central midfielder or holding midfielder. This could be the Brazilian Vieira at a much more affordable price tag. 6'2", medium-high work rates. Perfect if you're looking for a midfielder that sits on top of your back line. More of that stopper position. Visca might be turning into a Bosnian legend. I received him in my player picks and then used him as a super sub. And he might be my surprise of this countdown or of the rankings. It's not that his stats don't jump off the page. It's just team of the season players. Everybody looks good from a statistical standpoint. And Visca, I was like, I'll put him in off the bench. He's not as easy to link up with other players. And then I was blessed. This is a FIFA god. 99 agility, 99 balance, and it's the real deal. Holy field. I don't know which way he's turning. This man is a magician, and he has saved me in multiple weekend league matches. And for that, We're just gonna clap it up. I've been impressed. Dumfries, boss level fullback, physical specimen. If we had a challenge, let's say there's 100 of us, and they said you can choose one in order to try to get through whatever the course is, or he needs to carry somebody. I don't know where I'm going with this analogy or example or metaphor, but Dumfries would be my choice. If we have 100 of us lined up, I say this is the guy. He's gonna get us to the promised land. He has FIFA history, wins every 50-50, and has that link-up play with Virgil van Dijk. Easy. And if we date this back a year, he was in that anomaly, overpowered category where players don't even make sense. When you look at their stats and you look at their output, you say, what's going on here? And it's happening. We saw that in FIFA 19. FIFA 20 has been solidified. And apparently, he's getting whatever task I've put him on. He's getting it done. Giovinco, Italian, stand up. And as a long-time FIFA enthusiast, it makes me happy to get a taste of the old Giovinco. Brings back a lot of memories, nostalgic vibes, left, right, and center. And he's special. It's difficult to describe some of these Team of the Season players unless you've used them. And then you can say, you get it. You understand it. I keep saying I can read off stats, but that doesn't account for the turning or the touches, the presentation, the space in the right pockets, the natural attacking instincts, just the noticeable difference that he makes in matches. I've played with them. I picked them up off the market. I even paid a premium when I purchased Giovinco originally, and he still lived up to that premium. Rafa, maestro. Kind of like Visca in some different ways with the turning. It's superb, it's sublime, it's different. He gets 2 or 3 touches in intricate areas where other players just have a singular touch. And these are good additional touches. It allows you to have one more detail of skill separation, and another way of beating the goalkeeper or beating the defender, or being able to find the extra lane where you need to drop off a pass. You hold on to the ball just a tad bit longer, and I naturally would not have been drawn to this foot item. I don't think that makes me a hater, especially considering that he made it an appearance in the countdown. But you look at that beard and that smile, don't let that fool you. He's a dirty man. Mud puddles, not doing the laundry, no showers, just filth. Absolute filth as a winger. Disgusting. Taking a bit of a rewind. In the very beginning of Team of the Season, Phillips still deserves a mention. I actually think he's better than his stats, and he was part of an early iteration, the first release, the first grouping, so a lot of people are not talking about EFL. That's not coming up anymore. Phillips clearly was the best player from that promo, in my opinion, and you can look back. I even included Phillips in my community ranking because I just felt that he deserved a mention because he was so superior to some of his competitors or colleagues. You get the idea. Other players that were released around the same time. I used him in the weekend league. The 70 curve stat is a lie. His positioning on point, box to box, sure. His money, it's not counterfeit. And maybe even more importantly, he is feasible. It's much easier to fit him into a squad now than it was even a month ago with that initial release, because you have the English pickups, you got some icons. You can find the chemistry is what I'm after. And you wouldn't use Phillips as a super sub. I just never see people subbing out center mids or holding mids. It's very rare. Usually if you have the premium central midfielder, their stamina is a 90 plus every day of the week. So they don't necessarily need the sub, nor do you get the benefits of controlling the midfield with that upgrade, unless you're just trying to see a game out. You usually want to use your substitutes for wing positions, striker positions, maybe even a center attacking mid to see if you can get an additional advantage via just being fresh out the gates. You just wiped on your deodorant and you're coming on the virtual pitch. Telus, and he's never been my number 1 for a left back. And if you've been watching the channel or the live streams, you know this. But so many of you stand by him. You're loyal. You say he's a god. He's phenomenal. We have to bring him into the conversation. If that's you, how can you not love a 94 overall? You got to ride with him to the death of FIFA. This is your final form. Dragon Ball Z reference. Frieza, you remember. This is the guy. Brazilian link-ups, piece of cake for a fullback. And I'm not sure why I never clicked with Telus the same way as so many of my peers. Always had something just slightly missing. But when you're putting together a top 10, I feel that he has to be in that conversation, that it's doing an injustice, not only to the people watching this video, but in general, to the FIFA community. Look at that foot items that jump off the page out of these 6 leagues. Telus has a resume. Last but not least, and I am going to reiterate, these are not listed in order, Mariano. And I remember when he had 4-star skills. And if we learned anything from this countdown, Brazilians seem to give you a higher percentage of getting a quality foot item with these upgrades. At least according to Dirty Clean Mike LaBelle. I'm just going through my list here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 Brazilians. No one else is represented in the same way. In fact, I don't know if anyone even has a double dip from the rest of this countdown. Nope, no double dip. 4 Brazilians, and everybody else is singular for their nationality. This Mariano brings back a Mycon comparison. I wish that he still had the 4-star skills that we'd seen in some of the past FIFA installments. And as a side note, I would like to have Mycon added into FIFA 21 as an icon. I think he deserves it. You guys can let me know in the comments, as I'm sure you're going to let me know about all of these different players. But he is my final addition or insert in my top 10 of underrated team of the season foot items. Thanks again for watching. If you enjoyed the content, make sure to drop a like, share it around the community, and I know that you're going to have a little bit of back and forth. That's what I'm all about. The discussion can be down below in those comments. Let me know if you have any stats, if you've used these guys for the weekend league, if they put on a quality performance, if there's somebody that I left out, who were you most impressed with, where were you disappointed? You get the idea, and I have a lot more content coming for you ASAP.